Where to see wildlife in Patagonia. Some of the largest and most unspoilt tracts of wilderness on Earth, Patagonia's temperate rainforests, towering mountain ranges, grasslands, fjords, lakes and rivers are home to more than 500 wildlife species, making it one of the most diverse and fauna-rich regions in South America. Birdwatchers, wildlife photographers and wildlife lovers alike come to this vast natural playground in the hopes of spotting condors, penguins, guanacos, pumas, whales and other creatures, but Patagonia's harsh continental climate, challenging topography and the encroachment of estancias, ranches, on some habitats mean that some of the more elusive beasts may only be spotted in specific areas at specific times of year. Wondering which creatures should make your bucket list? Here's our guide to the region's most iconic animals and birds, and where best to find them. Discover northern Patagonia. Condors are most commonly spotted in the Andes. The national bird of Bolivia, Chile, Colombia and Ecuador, the Andean condor is one of the largest birds of Earth, with a massive 3 m, 10-foot, wingspan that puts it ahead of its Californian cousins in terms of sheer size. Contrary to popular belief that they were once hunted by sheep ranch owners, condors are more likely carrion eaters, beta vultures, than birds of prey, and therefore cannot prey on livestock. Instead, they act as cleaners picking up dead animal carcasses. The bald, black condor, with its distinctive white feathery patches on its wings, is most common in the Andes, Torres del Paine, Perito Moreno, Los Glaciares National Park, Patagonia, Cerro Castillo, where it takes advantage of strong air. Doing. Flow to keep yourself in the air. They also live near the coast where the sea winds are strong and are often seen circling over the Monte de Leon National Park. Our weekly newsletter brings travel inspiration, tips and special offers straight to your inbox. A 1-year-old puma in Patagonia's Torres del Paine National Park. Puma spotting tops the list for most wildlife lovers, but since these big cats are nocturnal and shy, sightings are few and far between. Copyright Sylvain Cordier/Getty Images. The best place to see pumas is Torres del Paine. Kenya and Tanzania have lions, India and Siberia have tigers, the Amazon basin is home to the jaguar, and Patagonia has the puma. Once hunted almost to extinction, the Patagonian mountain lion has made a miraculous recovery over the past few decades, due to the protective measures in place and the numerous national parks, teeming with food. The largest land carnivore in the region, the tan-colored puma is a powerful predator that can bring down prey much bigger than itself. Puma spotting tops the list for most wildlife lovers, but since the big cats are nocturnal and shy, sightings are few and far between. The best place to see them is Parque Nacional Torres del Paine, where there's a large and thriving population, thanks mainly to an abundance of guanacos and wild horses. In fact, this author found very large cougars trekking alone, despite the fact that Patagonia has had no cougar attacks on humans in decades. Big cats can also be found in Patagonia National Park and Los Glaciares National Park. Guanaco in Torres del Paine National Park in autumn. Guanacos, South America's largest camelid, can be seen in Patagonia in great numbers all year round. Copyright Iana Vitali/Shutterstock. Guanacos are most abundant in Tierra del Fuego, though they don't have humps. Guanacos are in Patagonia with their pale yellow color, long graceful necks and legs, large eyelashes, soft lips, and adept at finding food in the prickly scrublands of Patagonia. Guanacos are sociable and agile. They are curious animals and tend to live in small herds of up to 10 individuals. Woman. Dominant males and their offspring. In winter they congregate in larger groups. The herds that now roam the grasslands and forests of Patagonia are but a fraction of the guanacos that once inhabited these grasslands. After the arrival of the Europeans, their numbers plummeted and hunting was no longer legal, but they still had to compete for sheep and food. They are especially common, but are also commonly seen in Monte de Leon National Park. Patagonia National Park, known as the Serengeti of the South Cone. They share habitat with the Patagonian armadillo, which likes to burrow near lakes, and the fast-footed nandu. Best time to visit Patagonia. December to March to see whales. Four species of whales can be seen in Patagonia's coastal waters: humpbacks, killer whales, southern right whales, and, very rarely, blue whales. From December to March, Whale Sound and solo expeditions run dedicated whale-watching tours from Punta Arenas to Francisco Cola Marine Park in the southern Chilean fjords, where humpback whales, en route between Antarctica and the Arctic, stop to feed and perform their spectacular breaching displays. Orcas can be spotted around Argentina's Peninsula Valdez, hunting seals and sea lions, but you're much more likely to catch sight of endangered southern right whales. Between April and December, more than 2,000 of them come to the sheltered bays around the peninsula to breed and raise their young. Regular boat trips depart from the village of Porta Pyramides. During these boat trips, you're also likely to see dusky dolphins, small, playful dolphins that like swimming in the wake of boats and engaging in acrobatic displays, leaping high above the water. The black and white Commerson's dolphin is very frequently seen during routine ferry crossings of the Magellan Strait. From mainland Patagonia to Tierra del Fuego, small pods often follow the ferry. Speaking of the world's largest mammal, if you're lucky, you might spot a blue whale on a ferry in northern Patagonia, Chile, heading to the island of Chiloé. It has also been spotted occasionally in Corcovado Bay. Vizcacha peeks out from behind a rock. Vizcacha is endemic to South America and lives in large burrowing colonies. Copyright Jonathan Shankasana /500px. Long curly tails of rabbits and chinchillas, vizcacha, bunny squirrel, are usually seen hopping up steep slopes. These large rodents are reddish-gray and blend well into their mountainous habitats. They are native to South America and live in large burrowing colonies. In southern Chile, they are more likely to be found in the lunar landscapes of the Nacional Gynimani Nature Reserve, and in Argentina the plains of Vizcacha in the Pampas are considered pests competing for livestock and food. Critically endangered humulus can be difficult to find. Native to the mountains and periglacial scrublands of southern Chile and Argentina, the humulus is a notoriously endangered and shy species. Deer. There are only about 1,500 left in the wild. They are in Chile. The stocky southern deer is Chile's national animal. It appears alongside the condor in the national coat of arms. Occasional sightings in Patagonia National Park, Torres del Paine National Park and Los Huemras Nature Reserve, but it's incredibly lucky to see something like this. The latter is a private nature reserve in southern Argentina near El Chaltén. Its founders hope that habitat protection and scientific research will help increase deer numbers. It is often sighted at the entrance to Torres del Paine National Park in the southern summer. An unlikely home for those graceful waders. Chilean flamingos are lighter in color than Caribbean flamingos, but more pinkish than greater flamingos. They live in large herds and are often seen near the entrance to Torres del Paine National Park in the southern summer. Glowing pink in the shallow waters of the pale blue Laguna Amarga. Also found in the lakes and lagoons of Patagonia National Park. Driving through the Chacabuco Valley and towards the border with Argentina, Laguna Seca has plenty to see. 2 Magellanic penguins touch their beaks near their nest on Magdalena Island. What black and white outnumbers humans in Patagonia by almost 2 to 1? Copyright Nadiarig/Shutterstock. Penguin chicks hatch in November and December. White and black, and who outnumbers humans in Patagonia by almost 2 to 1? From October to April, Patagonia is home to approximately 3.4 million Magellanic penguins, returning from the Brazilian coast to their burrows to nest and lay eggs. Chicks hatch in November and December. So if you pass by there, you might catch a glimpse of these balls of beak fuzz. The largest Magellan penguin colony is in Punta Tombo, Argentina, accessible by car or bus. Chile's Magdalena Island is accessible from Punta Arenas on a half-day boat tour operated by Turismo Comapa. Magellanic penguins are the most common penguins found along the Patagonian coast. Further south, Isla Martillo, in the Beagle Channel near Ushuaia and accessible by boat tours with Tangle Tours, is also home to genta penguins, and rockhopper penguins can be seen along the eastern coast of Puerto Deseado, Argentina. Can do. There is also a small colony of king penguins on the main island near Bahia Inutil in Tierra del Fuego, which has expanded in recent years. It's the only place you can actually see it outside of the Falkland Islands, South Georgia and Antarctica. This splendor can be seen by birds. Chile Nativo runs his full-day tours from Punta Arenas. Tips for getting around Patagonia by plane, bus, car and boat. The introduced beaver builds dams in Isla Navarino. In 1946, the Argentinian military came up with the bright idea of importing 10 pairs of Canadian beavers from Manitoba and letting them loose in Tierra del Fuego, in the hopes of kicking off a lucrative fur trade and attracting more settlers to the sparsely populated southernmost region. With no natural predators to hold them back, the beaver population spread like wildfire. They number at least 70,000 today, and cause as much damage to Fuegian forests as wildfires. If you're looking to spot these industrious water-loving rodents, you're likely to come across their dams and large stretches of ghost forest where thriving langa, southern beech, used to grow, particularly if you go trekking on Chile's Isla Navarino or take to the hiking trails in Parque Nacional Tierra del Fuego near Ushuaia. Make it happen. Wildlife spotting in Patagonia is really easy, and unless you've got pumas or humals on your bucket list, you don't even need a dedicated guide to make it happen. You're likely to see Nandu, Rhea, while driving Patagonia's traffic light roads, guanacos and endemic birds, such as the Magellanic woodpecker and rufous-tailed hawks, while hiking the trails of national parks and nature reserves, and a wealth of sea birds, seals and sea lions just by visiting Chile's and Argentina's coastlines. For more information about all animals, please encourage us by subscribing our channel. Thank you.